It's close to midnight, and something's evil's lurking in the dark. But no, it's not your search history. It's the Michael Jackson Thriller walkthrough that you never knew you needed. Michael Jackson's Thriller isn't just an album, it's a cultural event. A Halloween anthem factory and the reason why 80s kids have nightmares about glowing yellow eyes. Released in 1982, Thriller just didn't break records, it moonwalked over them, set them on fire, and whispered "Shimon" as they crumbled to dust. So, how did a 9-track album redefine pop music, music videos, and the very concept of being iconic? Well, I don't know, the same way your country is being run by an African American that nobody voted for. Anyways, politics aside, this is the chilling deep dive into Michael Jackson's Thriller, an album that still haunts the charts to this day. Before Thriller, Michael Jackson was already a star, but he wasn't the king of pop yet. He was more like the duke of chart toppers, respected but not quite ruling the land. Michael Jackson had already spent a decade in the spotlight. First as the adorable frontman of the Jackson 5, where his afro was just as big as his father's fist. Sorry. However, he would spring off the wall and decide to go solo, releasing Off the Wall in 1979, with bangers including Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Rock With You, and the other 8, which are just as iconic. Off the Wall to me feels like an album that you'd play when you're finally free from your overbearing parents. But before then, life hits you with tax, rents, and back pain by the age of 25. It's Michael Jackson's I'm Finally Out of My Dad's House album, where he ditched the matching Jackson 5 jumpsuits and said, "I want to make music that you can two-step to while wearing flat pants and exposing your chest hairs." It wasn't long before Quincy Jones took him under his wing, sprinkled a bit of some funk dust in him, and boom, MJ went from child prodigy to full-blown solo star. Well, unfortunately, Quincy's heart went off beat on November 3rd, 2024. May his soul rest in peace. This album was so good, I forgot Michael's balls had just dropped. This album was so good that Stevie Wonder had to see. But even while dominating the charts, MJ wasn't satisfied. He didn't just want success, he wanted total pop culture domination. I just want to say this before I run out of nuts dick riding this album. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough looks like a 480p representation of what would happen if Red Bull actually gave you wings and your body starts breaking down every ounce of that bull sperm. You know, for the TikTok kids. Now it's time to enter the Quincy Jones lore. Quincy Jones, who probably has more Grammys than you have brain cells after scrolling on TikTok for a considerable amount of time. Together, MJ and Quincy decided that making a good album wasn't enough. They had to make the musical equivalent of the Mona Lisa on steroids. No filler tracks, no skippable songs, just an all-you-can-eat buffet of bangers. Kinda like what would happen if Lizzo was to open a restaurant. I love Lizzo, but it's a good idea. I'd call it BBW Burgers. I'm 100% that beef. Anyways, Jackson's mission was to dominate every musical genre at once. Pop, R&B, rock, funk, he even threw some Vincent Prince monologue for the horror nerds. With tracks like Billie Jean, Beat It, and Wanna Be Starting Something, Thriller wasn't just diverse, it was all the infinity stones of music in one album, snapping away any competition in sight. What better place to start than Wanna Be Starting Something, which I think is Michael Jackson's way of saying, I don't know what's happening, I'm in the force, it's got a lot of power, I'm ready to fight anyway, I'm ready to fight. Get the King of Pop's hands!
They call me the King of Pop!
From the first second, this song hits you like an unexpected argument at a Madea family cookout where no one knows which husband is gonna hit their wives first. It's fast-paced, chaotic, and fueled with pure energy. The song is basically 4 minutes of Michael Jackson being passive-aggressively fed up with rumors, drama, and messy people who have too much time on their hands. Too hard to get over, too low to get under, you're stuck in the middle, and the pain is thunder. And then there's the legendary Mama Say Mama Sama Makusa chant. This is probably Dr. Umar's favorite part of the song. Wipe out every speck of non-melanated skin today. We must stay focused, brothers. You see those whites, nobodies, they have nothing to do with you. If you are a bunny hopper, you're gonna get what's coming to you. This is a revolution. I'ma go back to Africa. I'ma open up a school. I'ma start an initiative for my brother here, Michael Jackson. It's too bad he had to turn white. Okay, like Dr. Omar says, we must stay focused. So what does Mama Say Mama Sama Makusa even mean? Well, nobody knows. It's basically gibberish. But does it slap harder than Joe Jackson? Absolutely. This hypnotic phrase comes out of nowhere and instantly makes you forget why you even have problems in the first place. Musically, it's like Michael Jackson threw every musical instrument that was in the studio into one blender and somehow made it sound like a revolutionary masterpiece. The horns, the bass line, the frantic percussion. This track doesn't just start something, it incinerates the dance floor, which is why Michael Jackson always used this song to kick off his tours all the way till the end. Thriller, the song, sounds like a party in a place where Billie Eilish would go when she falls asleep. The bass is bumping, the zombies are grooving, and Michael Jackson is your horror movie host. It's a funky, cinematic, and theatrical mix of R&B, disco, and straight-up Halloween wet dreams. Beat It is what happens when your mom is reprimanding you and telling you to stay out of trouble, but you don't listen and decide to write the hardest rock-infused anti-violence theme song ever. Michael Jackson, in all his moonwalking wisdom, basically said, "Kids, don't fight, but if you have to, you better do it with style." The song is a gloriously dramatic PSA about avoiding street violence. But the irony here is that it sounds like the perfect song to start a fight. That Eddie Van Halen guitar solo alone is enough to make a nun dropkick someone. The music video, just like the Thriller one, is absolute cinematic gold. Two rival gangs, knives in hand, ready to go full West Side Story, until Michael in his red jacket moonwalks in there like a peace-loving rock star messiah and convinces them to settle their beef through the universal sound of funky footwork. Beat It is the most aggressively non-violent song ever produced. Billie Jean really sets the groove of the album, sending us to a fictional courtroom where Judge Judy is dealing with paternity disputes between Michael and a random woman that Andrew Tate got famous talking about. Michael Jackson spends the entire song moonwalking away from responsibility while a mystery woman insists that he's the father of her child. The track has more suspense than a true crime documentary, with MJ desperately trying to convince us, and maybe himself, that he's not the father, and that he did nothing but vibe. But somehow a baby showed up with eyes, just like his. The production is tense. The bassline feels like it's sneaking up on you to create that atmosphere of paranoia. Michael's voice goes from smooth denial to full-blown panic by the final chorus. Michael Jackson was so messy and unpredictable that he probably put a diamond glove on his hand, instead of putting a glove where it matters the most, down there. Moral of the story: stay safe! Don't dance with strangers! And if a woman ever come up to you saying that she's the mother of your child, run away, brother. Run away fast, brother. My name is Dewey. Oh, ooh, mama say mama sama makusa. Human nature sounds like floating through a neon-lit city at midnight, lost in thought with a cool breeze carrying your worries away. By the time this song plays, I'm already floating. If they say why, tell them that it's human nature. Why, oh, why. There's something about those oh, why that just hits my soul and like takes me on a trip. Pretty Young Thing sounds like a roller skating jam at the best party of your life. It's fast, funky, and it has a lot of that feel-good energy. The repeated "I wanna love you" is built for crowd participation. The Victory Tour in 1984, a concert series that saw Michael Jackson performing alongside his brothers, but let's be real, it was the Michael Jackson Show featuring his brothers. With 44 sold-out shows across North America, the tour ranked in over $75 million, which was a record at the time. $75 million of that time. People weren't just buying tickets, they were ready to sell their souls to see a glimpse of Michael Jackson in a sequin glove. Oh, and while I'm still talking about gloves, the fashion was just out of this world. The fedora flicks, the jackets. MJ was out here dressing like he was in a comic book and pulling off moves that made gravity file a complaint against physics. The kind of live show that artists today still try to replicate, but fail. And before you know it, we're talking about 66 million copies sold, 8 Grammys in one night, by the way. and a music video that literally got added to the Library of Congress for being too legendary. Oh, and let's not forget the Super Bowl effect, where any artist who breathes in the same air in the same stadium gets compared to MJ. That should stop, okay? I mean, it was fine. I mean, just Drake and all that, and everybody wanted to see Drake getting dissed, but no. 1993 halftime performance show, the best. That even live channels just started crashing. Even with all the controversy surrounding MJ, this album remained solid, untouched. You know, that thing that he did where he shared a bed with kids, and then those kids went to their family members, and when the family members, they tried to exploit the kids and exploit Michael Jackson on top of that to get his money. And I mean, you share a bed with Michael, why take him to court? Just ask the So there you have it, the story of how Michael Jackson turned a 9-track album into a pop culture masterpiece that refuses to die to this day. Anyways, my name is Saint Hillary-ous, and I make fun of pop culture because therapy is just way too expensive. If you enjoyed the video, I'd like it if you subscribe and, go down in the comments and tell me all the tea, everything that you want to tell me, tell me fun facts about Michael. Oh, Michael didn't just share a bed with kids. There was also bottles of milk next to the bed, things like that. Just tell me that. It really, really gets my blood boiling. But anyways, on a serious note, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, peace.
Mr. Telephone Man.
My brother's like,
You shot the man of my life.
my brother's like,
My baby's
hey Jordan, my brother was like this.
Can't you know? Mr. Telephone Man.
Weird, man.
My baby's not done.
Why is my mouth moving?